Good morning. It is 7:10. It's Friday. Jackson has a neurologist appointment this morning that I have to take him to. So, I'm gonna basically be like taking him to that appointment, dropping him off at school, and then I'm gonna log in to work. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm just like tired. I'm out of it kind of just because yesterday was a lot for work. I don't even think I picked up the camera yesterday, to be honest. So yeah, but I'm gonna try to vlog when I take Jackson to his appointment. We'll see how it goes. Like I'm really big on like making him walk everywhere we go, but I'm tempted to like stop by my parents' house and get like his stroller, so I can just like stroll him in because he's gonna cry. Like this is gonna be a whole like fight and ordeal. I already know this. So yeah, I'm debating like if I even want to like go through that struggle of like trying to make him walk in and like sit down and do all that stuff versus if I put him in the stroller, then I'm gonna stroll him in, he gonna sit down. It's gonna be a little bit more easier for me, but I don't know. I'm just really big on like he can walk, so I should make him walk type thing. So yeah, and it also depends on like what time it is when we leave here because the appointment is at 9 and the appointment is at 9 and just depending on when we leave here, like how long it's gonna take me to get there, I might not have time to stop by my mom's before I not drop him off, but what am I trying to say? I wouldn't have enough time to stop by my mom's and get there in time for his appointment. That's what I am trying to say. So yeah, I feel like I'm not gonna go and get it. I'm just gonna probably just make him walk and that be the end of it. But yeah, I wasn't gonna like say anything because I plan on doing like a collective haul, and this was one of the things I was gonna put in my collective haul. But at this point in time, I'm just kind of like, fuck it. I'll just put it in the collective haul. But this is the second time. I guess I'm just gonna say these two items because both of these items were gonna be in a collective haul. So I have been wanting like an everyday bag, and I had watched a YouTube review. I think it was like by iDesign 8, and she had bought the mini tote by Marc Jacobs, and she had the leather one, I think in the color Argan. And I was like, oh, like that's a cute bag. And she was like saying like, oh, what's in my bag? Like what can fit in my bag and stuff like that. And I had also been thinking about getting like an iPad. So when she was like, oh, I think she has the iPad 11. She was like, oh, she had the iPad 11. I want to say she said it could get in there, but I could be lying. I don't know. But basically after watching her review, I started looking at the Marc Jacobs mini tote, and I was like, oh, I wanted a black bag, and they had it in black and leather. So I was just like, oh, I'm gonna get this bag. So I bought the Marc Jacobs mini tote. It said it was like, shipping was like pretty fast. It was like, I maybe ordered it like on a Tuesday. It was like, it was gonna be here by Friday. So I was like, all right, cool. Friday comes, or like Thursday comes, and they're like, it's in Richmond, it's gonna ship out like and be delivered the next day. And then what happens? They're like, oh, they can't recognize the address on it, or like something. They were like, basically like, I guess like the address or something got smeared and they couldn't recognize like where to deliver it to. So I went through the whole ordeal with like customer service. I was just kind of like, this is unacceptable. This is like a $400 bag, which I mean, on the grand scale of bags, like that's a cheaper bag. Like, there's bags that are like thousands of dollars, but still, I'm not at that thousands of dollars yet. But I'm like, for me to spend my little $400 coin, like, you know what I'm saying? That's not a cheap bag. So I'm just like, what can y'all do? Is there any way like y'all can contact them and like give them the address or just something? So to make a long story short, they ended up being like, they ended up returning the bag to the sender. I ended up getting like a refund of my money, but the lady was just like, we'll give you like a discount or like a coupon or, you know, like a little code to use to get like money off. So I was just like, cool, I'll take it. So I reordered it, got the discount, and the bag came. So I have the bag or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. That got resolved. Then I go and I buy my iPad. And I'm just like, I had been really going back and forth on like if I was going to buy it, if I wasn't going to buy it type thing. And then I ended up just being like, fuck it, I'm going to buy it. Like, I work hard, I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So I end up buying it and I'll just get it like delivered to my house. So originally it was like it was going to be here on Friday, which I was like, okay, that's perfect. I'll be working from home. But then it was like, oh, it was going to be delivered on Thursday. And I was kind of like, because I knew I had to go into the office. And I was like, oh, it's probably going to get delivered like before I get home or whatever. But long story short, again, I end up like checking it once I left work. I left work like maybe 5 going on 6-ish. I leave work and I'm like, it still hadn't been delivered. I hate when stuff will be coming like UPS and then they give that shit to USPS. USPS, I hate when they deliver my stuff. So it ends up getting sent to UPS. So USPS. So I'm like, why couldn't UPS just deliver it? But whatever. So on the little tracking, it's like, oh, it'll be delivered by 6:45. I'm like, all right, cool. So of course I come home, I'm like dropping off my stuff, like changing my clothes real quick so I can go get Jackson. And I check the tracking again, and now it says it's not going to be delivered. It's sending back to sender because my address is incorrect. I'm like, no, the fuck it's not. My address is very much correct. So I had to end up calling their customer service. And I was just like, this is my address. I don't know. I was like, how are they saying it doesn't exist when they delivered my mail, but they didn't deliver the package? So I was just like mad about that. So I was just like, at this point in time, it doesn't seem like they're gonna like deliver it. To point, I'm just like, just send it to a Best Buy store. I'll go pick it up at a Best Buy store or whatever. So it ended up being like in a Best Buy. He was like, well, you could just go, like it's in stock at a Best Buy store that's like close to me or whatever. And I'm just like, why didn't I double check to make sure I just couldn't pick it up when I purchased it? Who knows? But I was like, okay, cool. He was like, I can just like put it in, because they were like, that one's gonna get sent back to us. So he was just like, I'll just put in so you can just go like pick it up from a Best Buy store or whatever. And I'm just like, all right, cool. I was like, well, how long will that take? And he's like, it could take up to like 48 to 72 hours. So I'm just like, girl, just see if you get the email saying that it's ready for pickup. So I don't know. That's just like my little morning rant. I'm hoping that it'll be processed today and I can pick it up today. Cause like, you know, for me, it's like when I'm getting a package, that just makes my day a little bit better. Cause it's like, oh, you're getting a package. So say, hey, Jack, where you at? There you are. So yeah, but here's Jackson. Little does he know that he's about to go to a doctor's appointment. But yeah, just I'll probably talk to y'all about that in the car on why he sees a neurologist. But yeah, let me stop running my mouth up here and give him a bath and get him dressed, because I gotta get him dressed, fed, and we gotta make it to this appointment. I'm dreading it. I just be hating to get him to appointments, but it must be done. But yeah, like I said at the beginning, I'm gonna try to see if I can like vlog in there. His neurologist is really cool, so she probably won't mind like being recorded, but you know, I'll ask and see. So yeah, we'll check in with you guys later. Bye. Say bye. Jackson's all fed and we're ready to go. His outfit that he has on is from Sorella. I think that's what it's called. And it's like the Meek Gang collection. And then he has on the Vans that I recently talked about me purchasing him. So yep. We are all ready to go to his appointment. Hopefully it be quick, because I know the last time we went, it was like a fire drill, I remember, and I was so over it because I had to carry him down like 20 flights of steps, not even exaggerating. So yeah, hopefully we don't have that issue this time, and we'll be in and out, and then I can drop him off at school. All right, I'm gonna check in with you guys once we get there. Bye. Good morning, you guys. Welcome back. It is Monday. I have not picked up my camera since Friday when Jackson had his neurologist appointment. And I know I told you guys I was going to try to like vlog that whole experience, but my child was showing out. And it was just like, even if I wanted to, I wouldn't have been able to, because I only have 2 hands, and literally I needed like 4 hands at that moment in time. But yeah, Jackson just was not having it on Friday. And I want to say I mentioned in those previous clips how I usually try to make him walk to all of his appointments, or like walk all the time, just because I don't want him to get like dependent on having his stroller. But I do have a specific type of stroller for him if I need it. Friday, I needed it. But I'm trying not to let that one bad experience stop me from doing what I'm doing, because ultimately I need him to walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can walk, so he needs to like learn how to like stand and be patient and wait. And he's not going to learn how to do those things if I don't, you know, make him do it. It's just hard because I feel like Jackson doesn't necessarily like look like he has Down syndrome. Like, I've shown pictures of him to people, or people have seen pictures of him, or they see him and they don't necessarily like think he has Down syndrome, or they're like, no, he doesn't. And I'm just like, how are you gonna tell me what my kid has? But so I feel like when I'm out in public and he does certain things like that, people are just like looking at him like, oh, like she can't control her kid, or he just bad as hell. And that's not the case. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't really give a fuck what they think. But, you know, sometimes it's hard when, you know, you have people like looking at you sideways. For the most part, like, his neurologist appointment went well, besides him not wanting them to like get any vitals, or not wanting them to touch him or anything like that. But outside of all of that, she was just like, he seems to be doing well. She was just like, you know, he doesn't seem to be showing like any signs of having seizures or anything like that. So that's always a plus. And she also just gave me like a prescription, because usually every other appointment he gets the labs. So I was just like, is there any way I can just get like labs prior to coming here? Because him being seen and getting labs in one day, that's a lot. Like, that's a struggle right there. So I was just like, is there any way like I can just get the labs before like I come? That way it's not like 2 things in one day. And she was just like, oh yeah, she was like, I'll write you a script, it'll last a year, you can go anywhere and get the labs. She was just like, just let me know once you get them. And she was just like, that way our next appointment can be a virtual appointment. And I was just like, Yes, sis. Like, let's make it a virtual appointment. That way we don't have to physically come here and I don't have to worry about him like going crazy. But yeah, I did want to explain to you guys like why Jackson sees a neurologist. So probably when the seizure started when he was 6 months, around 6 months old. And they always would start like when he was waking up from sleep, and it will almost be like a startle, like he would kind of be like intense, and he would usually lose like control of his eyes, like they would usually like roll. And you can imagine like being a parent and seeing your kid do this, like it's frightening. So I had videotaped it, showed it to his pediatrician, and they were just like, oh no, kids do weird things when they're waking up from their sleep and things like that. But I was just like, no. I was just like, I could see like body jerk something. I was like, like they come in clusters. I was like, they happen throughout the day. I mean, most of the time they are around from when he's waking up, but I was just like, he loses all control like when these happen, like, and it's nothing I can do to stop them. So, he was about to get put to sleep for something. I don't know why. I can't remember like why he was about to get put to sleep. I think it was for something with ENT, because when he was born, he didn't pass his hearing test in one ear. And that's also a sign of like, that's common in kids who have Down syndrome. So, I was just like, he's about to get put to sleep for this procedure. And I don't know, someone needs to rule out that these are seizures, because who's to say like by putting him to sleep or being on like anesthesia, that's not going to make him have like a seizure or something. Like, I don't know, me being a mom, I'm just like, I need to rule this out. So they ended up referring me to a neurologist. And of course, mommy instincts, moms always know when something is wrong, and they ended up being seizures. So he didn't meet the criteria for infantile spasms, which are the type of seizures he was having right off the bat. They were just like saying that he was having seizures. I don't recall the specific name, but they were just like, oh, these are seizures. They do come in clusters. So then it began the journey of trying to find out what type of medicine was going to control the seizures. And I mean, he was on tons. Like at first he was on prednisone. If you've never known anybody to be on prednisone basically like makes your fatty cells fattier. So your cheeks get super fat. Like he swole up. Like if I can find a picture of it, I'll insert a picture of Jackson when he was on like prednisone. Like he was like a sumo wrestler baby. And you don't notice it because it happens over time. But then it was like when I look back at pictures when he was on it versus pictures when he was off it, you're like, oh my gosh, like it's such a big difference. So he was on prednisone for a while. He was on a combination of several different medicines. Like I can't remember them all, but I know he was on prednisone for a while. And then finally, he met the criteria for the infantile spasms. At that point in time, she put him on a medicine that was specific to that type of seizure, which was called, I think it was called like Sabril. But the downfall, the catch, because of course, like you're thinking like, oh, this medicine is like specific for this type of seizure. Of course, we're going to put him on it. But it was just like the side effect was like you could potentially go blind or something crazy. Like I know it was something with your eyesight. Like you either go blind or you lose like your peripheral vision. So I'm just like, what do I do? Like, you know, I'm a single parent. Like, I'm like, this is like, that's a lot of pressure on me. So like, I'm talking to like my parents. I'm like, what do you think I should do? So ultimately, after like discussing it with his doctor, she was just like, you know, that is a side effect of it. But she was like, I've never seen like it happen. She was like, but you know, I do have to make you aware of what could potentially happen. But she was just like, I've never seen it happen. She was like, I do feel like we should try this medicine. So I'm like, okay. So we put him on the Sabril, and I would maybe say he was on it like to 6 months to a year. And then it was like, it just wasn't working. And she was just like, I don't want to extend this medicine out because it's not working. And I guess she was like, you know, the longer you're on it, the greater the chance of you could having the side effect. So like she took him off of it. And I want to say after that, we put him on a combination of zamisamide and Onfi. And like, that was the game changer. Like those two medicines together like controlled his seizures. And I remember after being on the medicine for like a couple of months or so, like I don't really remember just like the exact time frame. He will always have to go for like a EEG to see like if the medicine was helping control the seizures or not. And I remember like going to this EEG appointment, and I'm just like, I would personally felt like the seizures were being controlled, but it's just like, you know, the EEG gonna tell you, like, it's gonna give it to you straight, no chaser. So, we go into the EEG, and I'm just like, I'm always like, prepare myself for the worst. Like, prepare them to say like, he's still having seizures. And then, you know, if the best happens and they say no, then great. And I remember like when you go get the EEG, like anytime you think that they're having a seizure, like you're supposed to like press a button and they come in or whatever. And like they basically see what's happening when they have the seizure or whatever. So can you imagine that? Like it just would be so crazy. Like the stuff that like I've gone through with like Jackson, it's just like sometimes like looking back, I'm just like, dang, like, cause I mean, he has appointments now, but it's nowhere near like what we used to go through. So I remember them coming in and then basically being like, he didn't have any seizures. And I was just like, that was like the happiest day, because being a parent and seeing your kid like have a seizure or anything be wrong with their kid, like from them that's just being sick or, you know, like being sad or down, like you want to take that away from them. Like you're just like, no, like let them not have it. Like let me have the seizure. Like that's how I felt. Like let me be the one to like go through this instead of like him go through this. Like he's a kid, he's a baby. Like I know I like went on this whole little rant, but I just feel like, you know, that's such a big part of my life. Like my child, of course, is a big part of my life, and him having special needs is like a big part of my life. And I know maybe like a lot of you are here because like, oh, you're like, oh, she's a single parent and she has a kid with special needs. Or yeah, I just felt like I just needed to share that with you guys on why Jackson sees a neurologist and, you know, how that appointment went on Friday. It was a rough one, I will say that. But I have to remind myself, just because that one was a rough one, that doesn't mean, you know, the next time we go for an appointment, that one will be a rough one. Like, you know, he might do really well on the next one. But yeah, I just wanted to like check in with you guys this morning because like I said, I hadn't picked up the camera since Friday. Like honestly, I didn't do anything this weekend and I just needed to like reset my mind off of Friday. Like that was a frustrating mom moment for me. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great Monday and I will check back in with you later. This week is going to be a busy week. And, you know, I plan on taking you guys along with me for the ride. Deuces. Hey, so I just wanted to pop in to close out this vlog. After reviewing the footage, I decided to mainly dedicate this vlog to documenting, you know, why Jackson sees a neurologist and how that overall appointment went. Yeah, there was a small rant in there about packages, but I do want to bring you all more content like this. You know, being a single parent to a child with special needs is such a big part of my life, and I definitely want to share that with others others who may be in the same predicament as me. You know, I definitely feel like this is a place where you can find other individuals who are going through the same things that you're doing, and we can definitely, you know, share ideas, share our experiences, and possibly just be a friend to somebody who's struggling. Because I know one of the main reasons why I wanted to start a YouTube channel was to share the fact that I do have a child with Down syndrome and discuss some of the struggles or hard times that we have, and also, you know, get to share the good times and the rewarding experiences that I have with Jackson. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. I would love for you to be a part of the family, and I look forward to seeing you guys the next time. Bye.